Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Clark, research analyst with Money Markets here with your weekly Bull and the Bear podcast. Now, if you haven't already, I do want to make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. You're going to find a lot of great new features there with Chief Investment Strategist Adam O'Dell, Green Zone Fortunes co-editor Charles Sizemore, and myself each and every week. We've also created a new membership program on our channel that gives you exclusive cannabis market information, stocks, interviews, and news. So I'll talk about that a little bit later, but now on with today's podcast. Today, I want to talk about an indicator that could help you buy and sell cryptocurrency. Now, when I'm explaining any type of a process to my kids that's relatively simple, I typically use a phrase, it's not rocket science. And it's not a new thing that I came up with. It's one that we typically use when suggesting that something is not hard to do, because rocket science actually is hard to do. But recently my kids have taken an interest in trading cryptocurrency. Well, in trying to explain the nuances of cryptocurrency, it almost seems like trading crypto actually is rocket science. Prices bounce all over the place, and sometimes for no reason at all. In April, the price of Bitcoin, for example, reached about $63,446 per coin. 3 months later, the price dropped to $29,767, a 53% drop in a short amount of time. Then 2 months after that, the price had rebounded to $52,641, up 77% off that July low. Was there really rationale for it? Not necessarily. I mean, there was a few things, but nothing that would strike you as a typical big market mover, at least of all to move prices that high. Now, in my research, I did find an indicator that could help you as a crypto trader find the best times to buy and sell coins. Now, with stocks, there are metrics that tell investors when an asset is either overvalued or undervalued. In fact, the value metric is one of the 6 we use in our Green Zone rating system on moneyandmarkets.com. I encourage you to check that out. But value can also be used in cryptocurrency trading, and it can indicate when a good time is to buy or to sell. Now, one value metric that can be used for cryptocurrency trading is known as the market value to relative value ratio, or MVRV. This basically shows the difference between a cryptocurrency's actual price and the average price at which those coins were acquired. Basically, it's the market capitalization divided by its realized capitalization. When the ratio goes up, the thought here is that crypto traders will see a good time to collect on profits, which can create selling pressure on the asset, pushing its price down. Let me look at Bitcoin as one example. Now, the chart that I'm showing you here on YouTube shows the price of Bitcoin, which is the green line, and the MVRV ratio, which is the red line. In March of 2021, the price of Bitcoin rose more than $60,000. The MVRV of the cryptocurrency rose to around 4. Now, for reference, for Bitcoin, an MVRV value of 4 suggests that the Bitcoin is overvalued, while a ratio of 1 or below suggests undervaluation. Now, as you can see, the MVRV started to fall, and the price of the cryptocurrency also followed suit. Once traders saw the MVRV reach that overvaluation point, they started to sell for profits, creating some price pressure on Bitcoin. When the MVRV dropped to around 1.5 in late July and early August, investors started to buy back, thus driving the price back up. Now, for reference, again, the MVRV for Bitcoin hit 4 in 2018 and then close to 6 in 2014, and that was right before the start of a pair of bear markets. Now, let's look at Ethereum. Virtually the same thing happened here. When Ethereum hit $4,000 and its MVRV rose over 2, investors started to sell off, pushing the price down. The buyback began after MVRV dropped to around 1.3, and the price of Ethereum went back up. This month, we see MVRV for Ethereum go over 2, and investors saw this as a sign to collect profits off of their summer buying. That pushed the price of Ethereum down slightly, as the sell-off was not nearly as dramatic as it was in May and June. Now, the third coin I looked at was Litecoin. Now, as with Bitcoin and with Ethereum, we see a similar pattern with Litecoin. The price ran up to more than $350 in May, pulling the MVRV up to above 2.6. Now remember, the overvalue and the undervalue marks for each one of these cryptos is different. So it's not 4 and 1 across the board. Now, the 2.6 MVRV for Litecoin told investors it was time to collect profits, and that pushed the price down to below $150 per coin in July and August as investors were selling off to collect those profits. And then just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, MVRV for Litecoin fell to a low level, which was about 0.8 in the case of Litecoin, telling investors the asset was undervalued and it was time to buy back in. And that helped push the price back up to around $230. Now, the MVRV trends can be used to help cryptocurrency investors find the right entry and exit points, but it's important to understand here that it's not a metric that you want to use in and of all by itself. It's not one of those things that's the sole thing you look at on your chart. You've got to look at much, much more. There's no real hard and fast rule on buying and selling just using the MVRV ratio. Now, if you look today, all three cryptocurrencies are relatively neutral in their valuations, which doesn't really give a signal to buy or to sell if you're only using the MVRV ratio. That's why it's important to incorporate additional analysis with the MVRV ratio to trade on your cryptocurrency. But I thought the MVRV was something interesting to share. Is if you are a new crypto investor, or perhaps you're a little more seasoned, it might be one of those you want to look at on your charts from here on. Now, I want to take a look at our latest results from our YouTube poll that we put up last week. We asked on your take on the stock market and its future. In September, it's been a relatively rough month for stocks. The S&P dropped nearly 4% in the first half of the month, the first 13 trading days of the month. So from September 1 to September 20, not every day is a trading day. Those 13 days, a 3.7% drop in the S&P 500. So we asked where you saw the market in the next 6 months. 44% of you said you still believe the market will continue its bull run and will be up 5% or more in the next 6 months. Around 35% of you said the market's going to dip 5% or more, while 21% of voters said the market was going to stay relatively flat through the winter months. We also asked you to expand on your thoughts in the comments. And Wayne said 1929, even the paper boys were making money speculating in the stock market. How can all these tech stocks have IPOs that have billion-dollar valuations be anything but speculation? John also commented TNI, especially with real estate surge and non-existent interest rates. So again, a couple looks there at where you see the market going. There's no real crystal ball here. We've seen a market correction here, as we've talked about before on this podcast. One coming, one is here. How long it lasts, how far it goes, really hard to say. The Fed meeting could turn things around one way or the other. But we'll see over the next weeks in terms of what happens. Now, thank you to everyone who voted and commented on our poll. We do them every week, so make sure you do check back on our community tab on YouTube and make sure you vote, because we want to hear what you have to say. We do these polls on YouTube every week, and again, they're located on our community tab right there on our YouTube homepage. And we have a lot of great content on our YouTube channel, from Ask Adam Anything to Investing with Charles and our weekly marijuana market update. And don't forget about our new membership program on YouTube. It's dedicated to giving you even more insight and information on the cannabis market. We are looking at ways, however, to give you even more investment insight on our membership program to go just beyond cannabis. We have some ideas and we've asked for yours, and now we're working on just exactly what that's going to look like. So we're looking at expanding beyond cannabis on our membership program. But if you are interested in learning more, I do invite you to go to our YouTube page and click that join button and find out more about our membership program. And all that, again, is on our YouTube channel. If you have a particular stock or a sector or a question around the market that you'd like us to take a look at, whether it's for me, for Adam O'Dell, for Charles Sizemore, email us at feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. We would love to see what you have to say. If we use your question, or if you maybe do a video of you asking a question and we insert that video into one of ours, we're going to send you some cool Money and Markets gear, including hats. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts, all sorts of stuff that we will send out your way. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you to head over to moneymarkets.com each and every day. Sign up for our free daily e-letter. We give you safe, sound, smart, simple, profitable investment information for your portfolio, whether the market is up or whether it's down. And we do it all 7 days of the week. That free daily e-letter gets all that information sent to your email inbox for free every day. Until next time, this is Money Markets research analyst Matt Clark. I'm also the host of the Bull and Bear podcast, wishing everyone safe trading.